In this first week of the course, we want to introduce you to the concept of style at the word level, with suggestions about how to use words well to enhance your writing. Good grammar and coherent sentence structure are the foundation of effective writing, but you also need to choose words well. I've already talked about how crucial your writing quality will be to your success in your studies and in the workplace. I'm now going to talk about how central your choice of words will be to your writing quality. How word-aware are you? How much do you appreciate how your handling of words can help you to produce clear, economical, precise, logical, and compelling writing? Words are your greatest tools. Read, read, read. Write, write, write. English is tricky. Sometimes a word that means something in one context means the opposite in another. A slim chance and a fat chance mean much the same, but a wise man and a wise guy have very different meanings. English is constantly changing. New words, neologisms or coined words such as cronuts and phablet enter the language, and once they become popular, many are added to dictionaries. Think of the many added since the rise of the internet. Take these for example: avatar, hashtag, trolling, and meme. Then there's what's called the Cupertino era. This arose when automated spelling checkers substituted Cupertino, a city in California where Apple has its headquarters, for the word cooperation. 2013 was the year that selfie was named Word of the Year, though it was coined in Australia about 20 years ago. The word twerking isn't new either. It was coined 20 years ago in New Orleans. Neither is "oh my God," which was first used by Winston Churchill in 1917. Unfriend apparently goes back to 1659. Do you have any favourite words? A recent survey in London resulted in serendipity and Quidditch topping the poll of favourite words. What are some of your favourite words? I love redolent and resonate. After this video, we'll ask you to put one of your favourite words into our word cloud. You'll be able to see the favourite words of the people doing this MOOC. Do you have any pet peeve words and expressions? That is, ones that make you wince when you hear them. One must be drenched in words, literally soaked in them, to have the right ones form themselves into the proper pattern at the last moment. Language is the palette from which we draw all the colours of our life. We need now to cover some important concepts related to word usage, such as voice, tone, and style. Voice is your relationship with your reader, what comes through about you through your writing, how you present yourself to your readers. What sort of person does my reader think I am as they read my words? Voice is what makes a writer distinctive. How would you describe your voice in any writing that you have done? Is your voice breezy, reassuring, sincere, humble, opinionated, knowledgeable, funny, minimal, bemused, wry, poetic, dramatic, idiosyncratic? How did the purpose of your writing affect the voice that you are aiming for? Do you visualise your reader when you write? That's a very helpful strategy. Tone is the effect of your message on your reader. Do you think that your readers feel informed, pleased, motivated, bored, patronised, intimidated, or irritated by your writing when they read your messages? Your writing style is the result of choices that you make at the word level, the sentence level, and beyond the sentence in paragraphs. We'll concentrate on words this week and deal with sentences and paragraphs in later weeks. The poet Coleridge once said that the infallible test of a perfect style is its untranslatableness into words of the same language without injury to its meaning. So be sure to choose your words carefully, understand the difference between denotation and connotation, acquire a rich and ample vocabulary, your repertoire of words, use figures of speech such as metaphors and similes. James Wood, in How Fiction Works, says that they create a little explosion fiction. Be aware of the pros and cons of using adjectives and adverbs, which we'll cover in later weeks. Although it's not a good idea to use a foreign phrase that readers won't necessarily know, there is a French expression that encapsulates what you should aim for. Le mot juste, the intensely right word. This table, which is also in your course resources, is helpful in highlighting many ways in which you can create and maintain your credibility as a writer. There are many instances where you will need to decide whether to use one or two words. Add your own to these examples. This must-have policy is one that you must have. This setup is one that will set up a firm structure. There are many differences between North American and Australian British spelling. Catalogue, centre, colour, defence, organise, mould. You can find many extra examples to add to these. There are many differences in terms between North American and Australian British terms. Faucet, movie, candy, cookie, elevator, check. Find extra examples to add to these. Those of you interested in correct spoken communication should try to avoid the mispronunciation that occurs in Australia in strine, Australian, and Waynespeak. These are Australian variations on standard spoken English, but there are equivalents in other countries. Daily writing tips, a very helpful North American website that's listed in your course resources for this week, has a list of 50 incorrect pronunciations that you should avoid. Watch out for Wayne words. Wayne words are Australian expressions not pronounced correctly. Examples are espresso instead of espresso, anything instead of anything, date instead of date, deteriorate instead of deteriorate, H instead of H, and statistic instead of statistic. And avoid strine, Australian expressions. Examples include maman dad for your parents, sandwich for sandwich, nervsbreakdown for nervous breakdown, spin image for spitting image, and image is it for how much is it? As we've said a few times this week, English is tricky. You will notice all of these words end in OUGH, but are pronounced differently. Enough, although, plough, through, hiccup. One further undesirable habit in some speakers is that of using fillers. What if JFK had said in his inaugural address, "Ask not what your country can, do for you, but what you can, do for your country, actually." That's the end of our session on words. You'll find loads of extra information on words in the course resources. Next week, we'll move up a level to sentences, which will be covered by Amber and Catherine.